So there's a couple of other little things that I wanted to put in the description of other videos and just make sure are around for if anyone wants to look them up. And first of all is if you don't do Labyrinth 3 the glitched way, because I mentioned in my Labyrinth 3 video before how you should use the boss fight where you actually get past Robotnik and end up beating him all the way to the top of the climb. For which I'm going to show 2chan's recently recorded PB because she's the best runner of this game currently, pretty much. But I thought I might as well show Bubbleless as well because that's also in this. So the gist of Bubbleless is you get hit by the spike ball on purpose. You want to get knocked all the way down to the bottom of the floor there, and the bubble timer only starts counting when you land. You want to jump off this cork as early as possible, climb up the steps like this so you land on the second and third and jump immediately. You're holding down and like pressing jump as early as possible when you grab on these. Hold left, hit the spring. If the timer starts counting after you've, or as you're about to hit the grey button, you're fine to make it. Or after you've hit the red spring anytime, you can just about make it. Make sure you kill that enemy before you make that jump up onto the step after the enemy. And also the water level at the end there can have an effect on whether you make it or not. And then you get to the climb. Yeah, Bubbleless isn't absolutely essential, but I'd say this boss fight is probably easier to go for, I'm not sure, but either way. You can get the shield for safety if you want. You have to do a little fast acceleration here, so you turn to the left and then fast accelerate back to the right. So jumping over here, that jump there has to be kind of the perfect angle to get under him without hitting him, and then landing on the first step as early as possible, so it has to be quite a low jump. And then all of these little jumps are like really low taps so that you jump as low as possible while standing on the step above as quickly as possible. And then it's just a matter of keeping moving as fast as possible and getting past the cycles of the double spikes before they come out. Otherwise you have to let him go past because you will land on him and bounce off and don't want to get knocked down that way. But there's that example. The other thing I wanted to show if you were to fall down this waterfall after failing that trick, you would hold right at this point, hold down as you hit the ground here, and that will allow you to go into, well, I mean, randomly, if you're lucky, that'll allow you to go into the wall like this. Then you hold left to start zipping into this wall. I just realised my inputs went up with the other thing. Right. Hold left to go into this wall. Then you're counting the number of times this pattern goes past. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the 5th one would be too far. So you want to do an alignment jump up against the 4th one. I imagine the invisible wall to be here where my mouse is moving, where that seam is. So this is kind of an alignment jump like you do for Scrap Brain 1. In the wall of Scrap Brain 1. So you're holding left up until it's the point of it, and then jumping up and letting go of the directions so you land in the same place every time. And then after you've landed off of this, you're holding left and then doing 2 jumps in quick succession. So it's left jump, jump. The second jump has to be timed quite precisely in order to get through the second wall here, so I'll try and do it. So this is too late, I didn't get the second jump, because now you're in a big soft lock pit of shame. Because what you want to be doing is doing a first jump out of the wall and then jumping from here. You want to be jumping, landing on this spot. There we go, you heard the 2 jumps. So it's, there we go. And then at this point, as soon as you're in this next wall, you get to hold left and then switch to holding right. If you have no rings, this is a problem. It's hard to avoid these guys. If you have rings, it doesn't matter if you land on these guys. Because that's where we're going to be falling out of the wall. So yeah, you're holding left to here, then immediately switching to holding right, and you can make it past those guys. Like that, there we go. If you really don't want to get hit by them, but you'll probably have a ring at this point if you picked one up while zipping, trying to do the first half of Lab 3 before it failed. And then that will put you out here. If you just drop down, you'll be at this point. So you get to do the climb normally from there. Anyway, that's the main thing I wanted to show you. Other Labyrinth 3 routes. This one's very rarely, this one's just in case it happens while you're coming down the waterfall, you might as well give it a go, but it very rarely lets you into this section. But yeah. Anything else? Not as far as I remember, so this is just a little extra supplement I'll cut and edit up.